Welcome everybody to CVTV, and as we build toward Encompass, actually, we've got very special guest joining us right now from Boldyn Networks. We're going to talk about U.S. connectivity projects. In particular, we have the head of U.S. Transit and Government Solutions, Jeff Garte. What's going on, Jeff? How you doing today?
Brady, it's good to see you. Thanks for having me. Everything's going great.
Cool, very cool. Yeah, and I'm excited to sit down and learn a little bit about Boldyn. Could you tell us a little bit about the company to kind of start off?
Yeah, sure. So I've got responsibility for the company's transportation and connected community pursuits and relationships across the U.S. And as you may know, Boldyn Networks is a leading 5G neutral host digital infrastructure company. In executing our projects, we deploy large quantity of underlying fiber, which we also use to provide service to the wholesale and enterprise customers. Across the U.S., we provide connectivity to major transit systems, airports, stadiums, arenas, college campuses, commercial buildings, and military bases. And we design, build, manage shared connectivity infrastructure for 5G wireless, Wi-Fi, private networks, and fiber. We deploy our equipment in some of the most challenging environments in the world, and excited about the projects that we lead.
Wow, it sounds like a lot of critical and just great stuff going on there. Tell us a little bit about your role with the company.
Sure. So as the leader of the transit and commercial pursuits, I focus a lot on our relationships with the MTA, BART, Seattle Sound Transit. We also have the Link program, which are the kiosks that provide services on the street in New York City. And also we have a couple of airports in our portfolio as well.
Okay, very good. So you mentioned a bunch of kind of critical projects there. What are some things specifically that Boldyn's working on? I believe, as you guys put it, that maybe transform the way people live, work, or play.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, in New York City, we power over 2,000 Link NYC kiosks that provide public Wi-Fi, free calling, free US calling, USB charging, public announcements, and more. So, this program's the largest outdoor public Wi-Fi network in the US. We also provide the service on over 280 New York City subway stations. With our expansion, we'll enable Wi-Fi in all 472 subway stations, and also a neutral host network in all the tunnels, which will allow riders to stay connected throughout their entire journey when it's complete. So, fundamentally, these two projects change the way people communicate, whether you're a visitor coming from out of the country, to New York for the first time and using the Wi-Fi on the street to connect and be able to know where you are, wayfinding, all those sorts of things, to, just an average commuter who is getting to work and wants to either stay in touch, make a phone call, send a text, or do some work while you're on the subway. These are the things that we're doing to change the way people engage in their environment.
You mentioned the New York subway system in particular. What are some ways that the Boldyn has helped to kind of transform the commuter's experience?
Sure. So, with the connectivity, I mean, it used to be the case that the second you walked down those stairs into the subway, you were in a black hole. And so, even today, now, with the service that's up and running, everywhere that you go, you have service while you're down there on the subway platform. If you see something that, from a safety perspective, that needs to be reported, people are able to do that because we have that system down there. And that's why we're so excited about expanding it, not just from the subway platform, but beyond that into the tunnels. It'll help people if they just realize they forgot to tell their loved one something before they left, or need to join a conference call and listen in. These are all things that people impact how people engage every day. When they're not sitting in front of their desk, in front of their computer.
Again, such great things that Boldyn Networks is doing, Jeff. What else can we expect from the company in the future?
Sure. So, we're about halfway through the prospective deployment of that link program. So we'll bring even more connectivity, and particularly to the outer boroughs of New York. And so that's very exciting from our perspective. As I said, we're going to build all the tunnels in New York. I mentioned at the top of the call that we're also building out the BART system in San Francisco, and we have Seattle Sound Transit live today. Expect more, right? We love operating, especially in these transit environments. And so, there are other opportunities up and down the Northeast for us with various transit companies, as well as on the West Coast and throughout the middle of the country. So, we're looking for those opportunities. And I also mentioned, a little bit, we have a few airports in our portfolio, and that's a growing part of our business as well. We're excited to be working on some things, in the New York region, but also throughout the country, with various different airports.
Well, it sounds like definitely a lot of great stuff going on at Boldyn Networks. Jeff, obviously you guys are going to be at Encompass. But aside from that, where can people go maybe online to learn some more?
Sure. I mean, obviously, our website is the easiest place, www.boldyn.com. That is fantastic. We've got a pretty large LinkedIn presence that folks can follow along with. I think those are probably the two best places to stay up to date on all the things that are going on as our company continues to grow and expand.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the time.
Excellent. Well, thank you. It was great talking with you today.
No, I appreciate it, Jeff. I appreciate your time. And while you guys are online checking out Boldyn Networks, don't forget to also visit channelvisionmag.com. On there, you'll find great CVTVs and podcasts and webinars and written content. Lots of great on-demand stuff right there on channelvisionmag.com. And of course, on behalf of our good friends at Boldyn Networks, this has been CVTV. Take care.